One afternoon, my buddy came over to my place and we dived into his trading history. I kept scrolling and every single trade was a loser, all in red. He looked totally beat. He'd been trading day in, day out, and the losses just kept piling up. He was consistently losing. And then it struck me. Consistency. If I just did the exact opposite of everything he did, I'll be the world's best trader. But the issue wasn't with the trades themselves. After all, the market only moves in two directions, up or down. The real culprit? Psychology. It wasn't enough to flip his trade entries, I had to flip his mindset too, his entire psychology. You've probably been there, you open a buy and immediately you're down $100. Your heart's racing and you're furious. A bit later it bounces back to -20 and you finally breathe. Then, out of nowhere, you're back at -100 and you're swearing. I should have closed at -20 when I had the chance. Next thing you know, it's -150, your hands are shaking, more swearing, all your emotions on tilt. And when it rallies again to -100, you feel that tiny rush of relief. But look at what's happening. Your goal is not to win or make money anymore. Your goal is just to escape the emotional roller coaster and cut losses. That mindset sets you up for failure. Whenever he saw even a small profit, say $20, he'd close the trade to lock it in. But the moment the trade went red, he'd let it run all the way to his stop loss, and sometimes even move that stop further out, hoping it would turn back around. Spoiler alert, it almost never did. Instead, those little setbacks snowballed into much bigger losses. Doing the opposite isn't just about flipping your trades. It's not as simple as saying, I'll buy here, great, I'll just short instead. The real secret isn't in the trade entry or the direction, it's in the trade management. Flipping the psychology behind how you handle your trades. Our brains are wired to protect money and avoid risk. Great for survival, but it makes trading feel totally unnatural and very hard. Sitting through a trade that's in drawdown and hoping it'll bounce back to make a profit later goes against every instinct. And the second we see a little bit of green, we get so relieved we lock it in before it has any chance to grow. So here's what I did. I asked my friend to walk me through every single moves in his account, promising we'd spot what worked and what didn't. Meanwhile, behind the scene, I flipped everything. When he bought, I sold. When he tightened his take profit, I tightened my stop loss. When he pocketed a $10 gain, I tanked a $10 loss. But when he let the trade run all the way to his stop loss and take a huge loss, that means on my side, my trade went all the way to the take profit. The results blew me away. Now, I wasn't about to build my trading business off my buddy's back, but that little experiment proved my gut feeling. Reversing his trades and his entire trade management mindset could actually beat the market. So before we dive into the nitty-gritty, here's a quick way you can test this with your friends. Grab an MT4 or MT5 to Telegram bot from the MQL5 store, I'll drop the link in the description, and install it on your MetaTrader's account or your friend's account. And it'll automatically push every trade you or your friends take into a Telegram channel. It'll be just like running your own trading signal. After you install the bot, it'll show up in MT4 like this. You can tweak how the messages looks, but it won't affect our experiment. And now you've got a real-time feed of every trade your friends make, but also absolutely every actions he takes in his account. You'll get notified if they close early, if they cut their profit short, or even worse, if they remove their stop loss, hoping the market will bounce back in their favor. Delivered straight to Telegram. All you have to do is flip each move he makes. To get started, just tell him you're running an experiment or want to gather some stats, or whatever you need to get him to share his trades with you. So how do we actually get traders to hand over their trade history? We brainstormed a bunch of ideas to tap into newbie traders. First up, we thought about starting our own prop firm. So I remember back in the day, MFF put out stats showing that roughly 90 to 95% of people would fail the first challenge. And the rules are perfect for us. You have to make 10% of profit without ever dropping -10%. And since most traders will hit that -10% limit, flipping every client's trade would almost guarantee you win. So I reached out to the broker behind almost every prop firm, and let's just say the meeting was a train wreck. The setup fee to launch your own prop firm was sky high, and after that they wanted to keep 50% of the challenge fees, and I'd have to cover the client payouts from my half of the fees. Add in a bunch of other shady clauses, and I scrapped the idea. But seriously, imagine those prop firms with thousands of losing traders on their platform to trade against. They're sitting on literal piles of gold. It's still probably the best idea I've had to find bad traders, but I won't open a prop firm to trade against my clients. It's probably not even legal anyway. I even toyed with the idea of opening my trading school, have students come to my office so I could see every move they made. but that just felt way too clunky and kinda ridiculous. So next I turned my sight to shady signal providers, and let me tell you, the internet is absolutely overflowing with fake experts selling bogus signals. I jumped into a few online communities where people share and test signal services, and let me tell you, there are hundreds of tiny unknown providers out there. They all shout about one killer month they had last year, built their whole marketing on it, and now they're just bleeding red month after month. So that's when I brought in automation. So instead of messaging my buddy every time, I set up a signal copier that watches the signal chat and flips each trade in my account automatically. Plus the copier lets me tweak filters and rules so I can manage, reduce, or monitor open position without ever breaking a sweat. And with those filters in place, I avoid conflicting signals, like one provider telling me to buy gold while the other one says to short it. So the copier automatically weeds out those overlaps. So I'm never unknowingly hedged or overexposed on any asset or pair. So I also filter out the exotic pairs with their hefty fees and also skip all the indexes. Broker price feeds just don't line up and it becomes a trading nightmare. Instead, I only stick to the Forex major pairs, no more price gap between brokers. And the fees stay really low if you're on a true ECN account. Of course, it's not a foolproof strategy. There will be winning streak and there will be losing streaks. When there's a one-way rush, like right after a surprise interest rate cut or any other high-impact news, and everyone's already piled in the right direction, well, then it's not the time to fight the crowd. Better sit on the sideline until things calm down. But over time, it's proven profitable with very little effort. You can use it to pass through prop firm challenges, and honestly, I'd love to see prop firm taking trades against me while I take trades against their own client. Now that would really put their risk management team to the test. Now you can follow my flip trades in the newly launched Contrarian Traders Group. I've moved all the gold signals in their own channel because they come in so fast. And if you're on a prop firm challenge, you definitely don't want too many positions running at once. It's a wild experiment. You literally watch market traps play out live. One time, dozens of signal providers were all shorting gold at a major resistance level. On paper, it made sense. But seeing everyone pile in triggered an alarm in my head. This is too obvious. It must be a trap. Sure enough, my bot flipped the trade to a buy right when the rally seemed exhausted. And by the end of the day, my trade went to the take profit. That single trade completely changed how I view the markets. I'll never see a chart the same way again. So here's an example of a trade that we received in the Contrarian Traders Group that really scared me, but also opened my eyes on the trading world. The bad traders sent this trade on gold, and it looked like this on the chart. The price was retesting the $3,000 level, which is a huge psychological level, and at the same time, it's a new all-time high for gold. More and more traders were adding short on this level, with the price about to form a third touch on that white line. On the technical side, yes, it made a lot of sense, but I wouldn't only rely on technical analysis here. So on my side, I flipped the trade completely. The SL is now my take profit level, and the take profit level is now my stop loss. So it now looks like this on the chart, and as you can see on a technical side, it can be pretty counterintuitive to put a buy position at the absolute top of the chart. But as I like to say, trust the process, and sure enough, the trade went in my favor, and a couple of hours later, the trade closed at my take profit level. There is more to that strategy. I'll also reverse the management because that's where most new traders blow up. When they take partial profit, I take partial losses. So when they cut their profit short, I cut my losses short. That way, my losses are always smaller than intended. But on the other side, when they let their trades run all the way to the stop loss, hoping for an eventual market bounce, I hold my trades all the way to the take profit for a full win. I named the channel Contrarian Traders because I'm literally going against the grain, doing the opposite of what everyone thinks is normal. Wikipedia even calls contrarian trading a reversal strategy. You wait until everyone's already piled into a trade and then you flip it. Picture it, everyone's convinced Bitcoin is heading to $1 million. Your friends, your family, even your barber have already bought in. So what that means is there is nobody left to push the price higher. So that's your signal, the move's done, and reversal is about to kick in. It's basically trading against the crowd. How's that feel? Ready for the next part? If I can leave you with one last thought, it's this. Keep an open mind, be ready to be wrong, and quick to adapt. If you're shorting gold but it keeps rallying, don't get stubborn. Cut your short and go with the flow. Good luck testing this with your friends, and I'll see you in the Contrarian Traders Group.